Hey everybody, it's Friday, August 27th. It's about 2:30, 2:40, and it's just starting to drizzle. I heard a thunder right before I pressed record. Maybe you'll get to hear some thunder as well. I think there was like a 58% chance when I looked before I headed out the door. Anyway, today is a special episode because I'm going to air it on the same day that I recorded it. There's a lot scheduled out through January from the 1 week that I was driving all over the west side of the nation. And today is day 60 of not having had any meat. I don't quite know what I'm going to do going forward, but I know for 60 days, for between 1 and 3 meals per day, I didn't have any meat, which means that that's that many accounts of not having had to raise an animal for an entire duration of life to just have a portion of that animal that I would have been consuming. So instead of consuming the animal, sacrificed 60 days, which I know is it's kind of a small feat. It's a small challenge because today I actually talked with a group of people right before I started my walk, and one of the persons in the group has already gone 80 years without having had any meat. So on all that, I wanted to say welcome to this channel. Thank you so much for believing that our health is our wealth. Thank you for understanding that when we share our energy, we share it collectively. And thank you for understanding in some instances why we have not talked. I know that some have gone out of their way to try to make arrangements to talk, and some have just done the bare minimum, and some, of course, don't even want to talk. And that's basically everyone's individual right and choice. So thank you so much for collectively agreeing to either contribute energy in a meaningful way, or thank you for not getting in the way. You know, I'm trying to do some things that are a little bit challenging, and for those who continue to insist on trying to offer things that I'm not wanting, in exchange for maybe contributing monetary values, donate something using one of the description links if you click on the description here, and I would appreciate that. We don't need to have that be tied to social conformity where we get together and follow the practices that we have been practicing for possibly too long now. Some of the things that we talk about here are really deep, and I talk about wellness and conservation and how they go hand in hand. And part of the conservation aspect is to reduce the amount of things that are being produced just to be produced. In many instances, we have a choice and a chance to have one-of-a-kind, quality, valued energies in our life, and that goes across the board. We either have good energies or bad energies in our life, and like attracts like. So the happier we are, if we're able to be happy and know it and clap our hands. I'm holding my phone with one hand, but I'll make an attempt. If we're able to do those things, even just in our mind, by smiling and understanding that we're not meeting each other by mistake. If we're able to understand that when we say, hey, we've got this timeline and we want to do something, follow through is important. If we make plans to meet one another during the week, follow through is important. I once had someone apologize to me when they interrupted during a meeting. And so during that same meeting, I said to them that they weren't sorry, that if they meant the apology, they would not have done it again. And that caused them to reevaluate by definition, what do you mean by I'm sorry? Sorry means accepting responsibility. And if we don't accept responsibility for the things we do, then we continue to errantly go throughout life, not understanding that, hey, I could run into a thunderstorm while I'm on my walkabout. I'm just not worried about some of the things, the variants of things that can go wrong, because the immunization that I have, it's across the board. Health is wealth. And when we take from healthy sources, whether it's just things to hear, things to see, things to taste, things to enjoy, any material energy or organic energy is energy, and it's all derived from something. And what we put out into the universe, these tears, these raindrops that are falling on me on this beautiful day that are helping to cool me off, they're helping to wash away the tears of the earth, the bitterness of not having had water for a long time, the dry spells. And so here's to hearing one another, and not saying it's a waste of our breath to talk with one another. Here's to actually hearing one another. The talking part about hearing one another, we don't need to talk to hear one another. But we certainly can learn to hear better by not trying to respond at the onset of what's being said. So at the beginning of this episode, I wanted to tell you thank you so much. This is a milestone. I'm recording it on the very day that I'm sitting here in my very special location in this place that I enjoy so much. I've seen only a few amazing things here with very few people who have come to walk here with me or sit and spend some time with me. And it's increasingly rare for a full conversation to ever occur. And when it does occur, it's increasingly rare for any follow through to occur where you and anyone else talk at a valued level beyond that point in time. Because for whatever reason, when someone's walking around happy about learning new ways to become healthy and to share that information, and when another person is more ready to hoard that information, take advantage of the freebies, do you guys ever go and travel and go out of your way for the syrupy, sticky tables that you get to sit at with the groups of people who are worried about whether or not they're going to get the new variant of this whatever disease is happening? I'm looking at this yellow jacket, large one, climbing a dead tree ahead of me. And I remember yesterday how I held my hand outstretched to a wasp to see if it would land on my hand like I would do with a butterfly. I complimented the animal. It was very militant. And so it didn't really want to land on my hand and be friendly. Maybe another yellow jacket would, I've had reptiles that I've talked with, even in this park. I've shared videos of the footage that happened when I talked with it at a peaceful level. And that will never appear in a study unless you yourself are studying it right now and getting the word out that these things actually happen. I've walked with people who were advanced in their age, who were told that they wouldn't be able to walk, let alone hike. And I've been there through the process of seeing them recover that capability to walk. I've done a lot, I've seen a lot, and I've experienced so many things that seem miraculous that I absolutely believe in miracles. So while I'm sitting here on the top of this lovely hill, knowing that I'm at least shorter than the trees that are around me, hearing the thunder on occasion, and feeling the drizzle, I'm actually sitting here with you in mind. And I have quite a great deal of respect for you. You brought me here through your interactions or lack thereof, through your energy, whatever it happened to resonate at. All of the things that made me in any way relevant to the wildlife community was because of you. And without you, I wouldn't have anything here to be thankful for. Today, I went to look and my Facebook page has in fact been deleted. I apparently let it go long enough this time so that it would lapse, and the only time I've missed it is when I've missed information. And sometimes I can get a lot of quick information from it, but information kind of slows down the process. If you look at all the videos between, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago through today and then on through the rest of this year, in just 1 week, the majority of those videos were made, and they were really captured just to continue to tell a tale about how free we are or aren't. And the truth will set you free is basically what it comes down to. Energy is either peaceful or not. And we know the difference. We know how to evaluate at levels other than baseline studies. And we know how to understand that some people throughout time are peacekeepers, whether it's on the military level, the police level. Some people give their all. And in the same regard, some of our foods have given their all. And if we don't give thanks for the things that we consume, if we don't have an appreciation for a higher power, then in a lot of cases we're going to question how we... I really like this, by the way, look. You see it? The bison, the color of it, the feel, it's a super soft handkerchief. And I didn't bring my umbrella today. I know it's not going to rain at this moment. But I do know that I need to get back to the trails and to allow you to get back to your day as well. And I hope that you've heard what I'm saying. This is a special thank you, particularly to those who have walked the trails with me, who have seen these special places. I can assure you that I will show hardly anybody any of these special places unless I actually feel an overwhelming amount of trust with that person, because these places are unique in their isolation and in their wildlife diversity, and they're special to me. So if I showed you these places and you're coming back without inviting me, shame on you. If you're not wanting to revisit these places with me, that's okay. That's your free choice. Some people don't like wildlife. And if you are interested in seeing these places with me, well, follow through is important. So I hope that we get to spend some time together, whether it's virtually or otherwise. I know that we're going to continue to see one another, and that you're understanding the realm of this channel and what my obstacles have been, and you're helping me to overcome them just like I'm helping you overcome your obstacles. And I hope that you understand that health is fundamental, and it begins with the very first things that we make ourselves up out of, which means that anything that we consume, whether it's something we hear, something we see, something we touch, something we eat, all of that energy can either be positively acquired, not on the super discount, super cheap, sticky surfaces where other germs and such might adhere to. And it can be in a way that is sustainable and pleasant for every aspect of it. Local, beautiful, with the purpose of beautifying one another's lives. I hope that you're smiling. You know, that's pretty much what it comes down to. If you're not smiling, if you've been feeling a little bit down, don't forget what you're tuning into could be part of the circumstance. So scroll back, you can see my energy as it transforms back and forth from a meat-based to a plant-based to a, well, who cares anymore, to a plant-based structure, you can see it. You can see what happens when I do a water-only fast. You can see my life when I want to make music. You can see my life when I want to show you something that makes you smile. You can see wildlife. I showcase a lot of wildlife. Wellness and conservation, they go hand in hand. The less we destroy our environments to get what we want, the less we yield to one another, the less we give up those guitars that are in the attic, you know, or in the garage, sitting there in unprotected, non-climate controlled circumstances, less we let those things sit and go to disuse, disrepair, the more someone else can put that item to use, and the less someone has to take more resources from the system to accomplish those tasks. Sharing is caring. And if it's taken this long for any of you to understand that that's what I'm saying, I hope that you recognize that some of the terms that I've used in the past might have been confused because of the way we were raised. Some of the things I've said might have been confused because I don't have all the answers. We're learning together. And some of the things might just sound confused because they're in this roundabout circular way, always talking about the same thing. So what am I really ever talking about when I'm showing you a new item like my glow-in-the-dark Chacos? What am I ever telling when I'm telling about conservation and how I brought tomatoes to eat on my trail? What am I talking about when I talk about planting my own backyard without having to put any mulch or anything, just basically digging holes in the existing ground and planting tomato plants? And the yellow flowers that the honeybees love to feed off of. What am I talking about when I say love is such a easy to get concept, but very easy to get wrong concept when we don't evaluate what love is? If we love all. We love everything. And we understand everything is tied together in the most circular manner. So circular that it's almost ironic how we've come face to face again, whether it's virtually or whether you're actually talking with me right now while this video is airing somewhere in some country for someone else who's going, wow, we're all friends, you know, we all are friends. We just have sometimes difficulties communicating because the words in one tempo might mean something different in another tempo. I'm sure we can think of any number of four-letter words that can be taken at different variants and understood in different ways. And with all of that being said, peace, love, and all that old school stuff. I'm going to get going before it does start raining. I hope that you've enjoyed this segment. I hope you've enjoyed that we have now 200 subscribers who are able to help participate and form this channel into what it's supposed to become. I hope that you understand where two or more are in the name of peace, there is peace in their name. There is peace in their midst. And so if you believe that we can overcome our obstacles, I'm believing there with you, that you can overcome whatever obstacles you're faced with. And the energy that we share back and forth is going to be reciprocated by the participants who have continued to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. I know that we're going to be able to help each other through these rocky roads. That's my job. I'm the driver. Top driver for, well, in my vehicle anyway. And that's about all I've got to say. I hope you have a great day. Peace, love, and all that old school stuff.